It is a pleasure for the Costa Rican team to be part of this webinar. I will talk about the work that we have done in Costa Rica since we joined the project early this year on. So, to start, I would like to say that it is a privilege for Costa Rica to have had the chance to get involved in the project representing its Latin American chapter. This means that the team in Costa Rica is working to adapt the assessment tools, the materials and policy guidelines that will come out from the project for Latin American students, teachers and policymakers. Next slide, please. The project in Costa Rica is conducted by the Costa Rican Ministry of Public Education together with the Omar Vengo Foundation and with a strong support from the Inter-American Development Bank, the Latin American branches of Intel and Microsoft, and the CRUSA Foundation, which is an important Costa Rican-based foundation. The project is also being strongly supported by our Ministry of Public Education, Leonardo Garnier, which is himself highly committed to fostering the 21st century skills by several means in our education system. In fact, our national project manager, Elsie Campos, is a member of his office staff and one of his closest advisors. In Costa Rica, we have advanced differently depending on the skill. In the case of collaborative problem solving, we have had the chance to take part in all the stages of the fieldwork, from the concept checking and co-labs back on last May, June, to the trial that is right now being conducted. I will very briefly explain the major steps we have done from the beginning of the project in our country. We started doing preliminary visits to possible participating schools and high schools. We checked if their infrastructure met the technical specifications and if the principal and the teachers were willing to take part in the project. Right from the concept checking, we involved science, math, and ICT teachers, as these are the subjects where we believe that Costa Rican teachers could do more in-depth work on these skills, considering our curriculum. We also did the cognitive laboratories, but that time we did not have the Spanish translations, so we recruited 15-year-old students from bilingual schools who worked on the tasks in English. From that early experience, we learned that both the teachers and the students were highly engaged with the tasks and with the possibility of having such an innovative approach to assessment and the teaching of these skills. After that, we translated the tasks, which has been a challenge also for us, because we had to use the standard Latin American Spanish. More recently, we have been involved in the pilot and the trial testing of the collaborative problem-solving tasks. In the pilot, we worked with 108 students, 36 of each age group, distributed in 2 schools and 2 high schools. We experienced some technical problems that had to do mostly with connectivity. With regard to connectivity, some of the participating schools are better prepared than others. Nevertheless, we have learned that with 1 megabyte in the computer lab, the tasks ran relatively well. With regard to the trial, we have made arrangements to reach the goal of 660 students, but this will be a challenge, mostly due to the timing, as we are approaching the end of the school term and many students have already passed the exams and are not coming anymore to their schools. For the pilot and the trial, we have trained 40 teachers in total, it's participating in a 4-hour training session in our facilities. In general, the teachers have proved to have a great interest in getting to know more about the skills as well as in the new assessment approach, and have provided us with very good feedback on the task administration procedures. On the part of the students, what we have seen is overall a high degree of engagement and the joy of being able to collaborate in solving the tasks. But unfortunately, more weaknesses regarding problem-solving strategies and persistence. As I said before, the work that we have done has been different in the case of the skill learning in digital networks. In this specific case, our work has been focused on the adaptation of the tasks, which has been a major challenge for us, but also a very exciting and productive one. The main issue here was to find equivalent web resources in Spanish to match those used in the English version of the tasks. So for that, we worked with a group of Spanish and science specialists from the Ministry of Education, and also with external experts who provided us with suggestions and feedback. In the case of web creation, it turned out really hard to find equivalent web resources in Spanish, especially in the case of the poems video collection. So we decided to produce our own set of videos and the website to allocate them. We created our own version of My Favorite Poems site, which is a great resource which is being used in the English tasks. And the process has been really, really exciting. We are sure that this wonderful material will be extremely useful even beyond the specific scope of this project. And in the case of Arctic Trek, which is another scenario of this made for this skill, we found good resources in Spanish. Moving to the next slide, see if we get, yes, that's right. As I said, we found good resources in Spanish, but from just the opposite geographical area, the Antarctic. And thanks to the great job done by there, we now have a slightly different task in Spanish, with also a slightly different graphic design based on the Antarctic penguins. In the case of learning in digital networks, we hope to be able to cover all the stages of the fieldwork starting in March next year. That means concept checking, co-labs, pilot and trial all together. And that's all. I think that we go now back